One thing that I love watching the God of War series transform into what it is today is watching how the power dynamics between the hero and villain characters change with it. In the beginning of the Greek saga, Kratos was sort of an underdog type character. He was a mortal set on this impossible task to defeat a god. Around that time, nobody would think that to be even plausible. But to say the least, things have most definitely changed now. Instead of overcoming an impossible task, Kratos is the impossible task. And now other type of powerhouses are trying to see if they can overcome the impossible task, which they all fail. The main two notable attempts and pioneers of this change will have to be Baldur and Thor. Cause fuck Odin. Two of the most iconic antagonists we've had so far in this modern God of War age. And today, I'm about to set two of them against each other and see which one of these characters did their job better. But before I start talking crazy, there must be a little bit of organization within the chaos. There's gonna be 5 rounds based off of 5 different categories. The first one will have to be mythological accuracy. Basically, how accurate are they to their actual source material and mythological counterparts. The second round we're gonna have to be about the boss fights. I'm gonna be comparing both of their first fights to each other and then both of their second fights to each other and telling you which ones are better. The third round will consist of who I think will win in an actual fight. The fourth round will be who is the better character and who has the better story arc, in my opinion. And then the final round will be about OSTs. That's right, we talk about music today, baby. It is time to start off with round 1. We're gonna start off with Thor first. Yeah, now the thing with Thor is actually pretty interesting. We know the average MCU dumbass is gonna look at this Thor in God of War and be like, so what the fuck? That's not my Thor. But if we do our actual research and look deeply into the source material, which is Norse mythology itself, we can confirm that Thor is the brawny thunder god, and he is the archetype of a loyal and honorable warrior.
If you're not fighting dirty, you're not fighting right.
See, he's already fucking up. If you were to look up Thor right now in the actual Norse mythology, the most famous picture of him resembles more of his MCU counterpart than his God of War one. So we were most definitely expecting the hair to be blonde and the physique to be on point. So it would be an understatement for me to say that it was definitely a shocker when they revealed the true look for Thor for God of War Ragnarok.
What's so funny?
You're fat! But do you want to know what's crazy about Santa Monica defying our expectations like that? Him having red hair is actually canon, and he wasn't necessarily a hero type character, but neither were the people who worshipped him back in the day. His evilness and maliciousness were definitely over exaggerated for the plot of God of War to make sense, but it's not like he was portrayed in the original Norse mythology as a patron saint either. If we look at him as the god of thunder, the guardian of Asgard, the strongest among the Aesir, I believe that Thor portrays his role perfectly. But let us compare his accuracy to the notorious archetype himself, Baldur. Baldur is the god of... Wait, what the fuck is he the god of again? Baldur the Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, this is supposed to be Baldur the Beautiful. Yeah, Thor wins the first round. Alright, let us move on to the boss fights. When we're comparing both of their first fights, Baldur most definitely had the element of surprise as his advantage. When we first encounter him, when he knocks on the door talking shit, nobody knows who the fuck this is supposed to be. God of War fans don't know who this is. Norse mythology fans don't even know who this is supposed to be. We can say that Baldur being an unpopular character actually played into his favor because it allowed the people working on him to take whatever liberties that they want to punch us in the face with his presence. And I can tell you right now, I love this boss fight completely. I love how unexpected it is. I love how cocky his personality is. I like his voice actor. I just like everything about it. I like how it shows how much Kratos is trying to hold back to protect his family. this also works both ways because it shows how much Kratos has changed from God of War 3, trying to become this new man that he is now. Truly one of the best first boss fights I've ever played in my life, and it does an excellent job setting up the journey ahead of us.
Wait, I thought the troll was the first boss.
Now, with all of that being said, let me tell you why the Thor first boss fight is way better. Thor had the opposite advantage that Baldur had. He had anticipation. Everybody knew this fight was gonna go down since the hype of God of War 2018. Everybody was waiting for this shit. And I tell you, the first boss fight that they had, 100% delivered. It literally starts off with him tossing Kratos all the way to Tyr's temple with his hammer in the span of a few seconds. Compare this to 2018, where it took Kratos and Atreus a whole damn hour to even reach Tyr's temple. He was like, Baldur, you thought you was cold because you punched Kratos over his house? Like, niggas, stop it. Just stop. When we're comparing both of the two fights, the scale does not even compare. It doesn't even come close. Thor even has some of my favorite lines in this boss battle. When he goes like,
Let me see the monster inside.
or when he goes like,
I could give a hot shit about your fatherly advice. I want to see the god of war.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying. Where is that guy? Do you know where that guy is? Do you have his email or phone number? Is he coming back anytime soon?
when a motherfucker kills you and then shocks you back to life to keep whooping your ass again, he is built different. Overall, the boss is more aesthetically pleasing. It has some more of my favorite lines. The scale is just unmatched. It really makes you feel like you're fighting the God of Thunder, and it's just better in my opinion. I definitely cannot say the same for his second fight. Damn, that shit was ass. So no, it wasn't ass, but like I was very disappointed with the second fight in the rematch, to be completely honest with you. It started off strong, but it ended too damn quickly. The boss fight for the second Thor match was too damn short, and it does not compare to the masterpiece that is the second fight with Baldur. And I will expand upon this when I talk about their story arcs. But for now, let's talk about who will win in the fight. Nigga, I don't know. No, I'm just playing. Let me give you my full speculation on this one. As the power scaling guru that I am, I can confirm that Thor has superior strength while Baldur has superior speed and endurance. We're not really about to count intelligence because they both fucking idiots. We know based off of both of the Thor fights that we had that the Leviathan axe is a completely equal matchup to Mjolnir. And we also know that the axe was not able to kill Baldur in his invulnerable state. So I heavily doubt that Mjolnir could. And we also know based off of the fights that we had that Thor, movement-wise, is slow as fuck unless he's using Mjolnir. And we know that Baldur was able to speed blitz Kratos when he wasn't trying. The same Kratos that was kind of speed blitzing Thor for a second. Baldur can regenerate while Thor had that same fucking scar on his fat ass belly the whole game. And strength-wise, Baldur ain't no bitch either. He was able to knock out Jormungandr, even though Thor knocked that nigga back in time. But still, his strength is still there. So I'm not sure if Thor has what it takes to outlast him or put him down. On paper, it just, I don't know, man. I just don't know. Based on the statistics, it's just Thor is not going to really be able to touch him while Baldur just slowly wears him down with his superior speed and endurance. Even though I feel like Thor, if he was able to land a well-placed hit on his head, he would be able to knock him out, because we did see Kratos snap his neck at the beginning, and I don't know if he was playing dead or something because he did come back later. But I feel like if he's able to knock him out, then he will win. But based on paper, Baldur has the superior stats. It is time to determine who had the better story arc and who was the better character. Thor has been groomed pretty much his entire life to believe that he can be nothing more than a monster and a destroyer. A drunken and barbaric warrior whose only purpose is to cause mania throughout all of the 9 realms, constantly trying to please his father, but to no avail. The kid has daddy issues. The kid has family issues. He's really a modern middle-aged father. Baldur was a man who was bitter towards his mother because she casted a spell on him without his consent that would not allow him to feel any type of pain nor pleasure. But he was able to be immortal, and he had to live hundreds of years being a hollow and empty shell. Thor suffered from a father who didn't care enough, and Baldur suffered from a mother who cared too much. In my humble opinion, both of these are very incredible story arcs, very incredible concepts and ideas, but they are very different
based off of how they were executed. I feel like the Baldur story was executed way more efficiently than the Thor story, based off of both of their conclusions. Surprisingly, we spend more time with Thor and Ragnarok than we do with Baldur in 2018, so we get to know him a little more, but I feel like his story suffers from being mixed in with everyone else's. Ragnarok having much more stuff going on and way more characters is actually like a double-edged sword, and I believe the conclusion to Thor's story was actually pretty rushed and pretty retarded. Like when this fat ass nigga actually decides to listen to reason, Odin's like, oh, we can't have a good character development coming on, and then he just kills him. Like, why? Why would you do that? Odin is way worse. Thor's death was completely not it. So you telling me this nigga just gets stabbed and then disintegrates? Like, what the fuck is that supposed to be? I know Odin's spear is not that powerful. This is definitely not a death fit for the god of thunder. It's not narratively important like the Baldur's death. It's not on the same scale as the Greek god's death. It's just underwhelming as hell, and I feel like they just wanted to get this nigga out of the way for an even worse villain. Baldur's story arc was way more focused and way more heartfelt. It's crazy how Freya did everything she can to protect this man and ended up losing him anyways, way before his death even occurred. Truly a tragedy tale of how a son couldn't find an ounce of love in his heart to forgive his own mother, and it continues the cycle of children killing their parents in godhood. It's a very significant moment for the menace himself, Loki, because this is his first time seeing what it means to be a god and god of war, and Kratos, being the good father that he is trying to show him that we have potential to break this cycle and we can be the gods that we choose to be. Ragnarok also has this theme of breaking fate and making a change, but 2018 did it first, so 2018 is better. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention the Baldur second fight is way better. It's way cooler, it's way longer. It has the thing with Atreus and Kratos jumping his ass, did it way better than Odin's. It really shows how Kratos and Atreus' journey has made them closer and evolved them as a true father and son duo. Overall, the Baldur story is a story of heartbreak, but it also brings hope. And then the Thor story is just blue balls, like just completely unsatisfying. I'm like, damn, we still gotta talk about music. The Thor music is way better. The Hammer of Thor and the Hand of Odin is colder than the whole Elden Ring soundtrack. Do not try to argue with me, please.
Shut the fuck up!
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I stopped counting after the first round. So, the winner goes to Heimdall.
Obviously.
Psych, nigga. Go be zesty somewhere else. The real winner goes to Atreus. That evil little shit. Happy New Year's to everybody who's watching.
And keep the change, you bastard!